If this capsule history of our progress teaches us anything, it is that man in his quest for knowledge and progress is determined and cannot be deterred. The exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. And no nation which expects to be the leader of other nations can expect to stay behind in this race for space. This decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. This is from Layer Creative Finished Studio, Reentry, a spaceflight simulator, which is in version 0.99 early access, hoping to go with a full release next month. So I figured, haven't done a spaceflight game before, and I'm big into these simulator things, even though maybe I'm not that good at them. Going to get up to speed with some of the flight controls here. Have three different notable NASA space programs here: the Mercury Project, Gemini Project, and Apollo Project. We're going to do some tutorials with Project Mercury here. Yeah, I'm going to do... Probably not going to get through all these today. Going to try keeping the video maybe to about a half hour or so. But let's get right into it. Pre-launch lesson for the Mercury Project.
Player I, welcome to Project Mercury. My name is Patrick and I will be your instructor here at the Academy.
Hi, Patrick.
You are currently sitting inside the Mercury space capsule on top of the Mercury-Redstone launch vehicle, LV. The LV is what will take the space capsule into space.
Yay.
To look around, hold down the mouse scroll button / middle mouse button and move the mouse.
Hello.
If you reassign the controls,
you can zoom in by rolling the mouse wheel here.
Try this now.
Ooh. Hello. Nicely done. I like it. Let's see here.
You can move the camera around inside the cockpit by using the arrow keys. Try to move the camera now.
Okie doke, got it.
You can toggle the view selector by pressing V on the keyboard. Pressing any of the view buttons will move the view / camera towards the selected viewpoint.
Hello.
Try this now.
Hello, Cape Canaveral. Free tourism and all that. Neat. Orbital, well, we're not in orbit. Commander seat, left panels, right panels. Window. Navigation reticle. Oh, I don't know if I know what...
On the VO selector,
I may have bit off a bit too much to chew here.
The mission pad.
Uh-oh.
Pressing this button will toggle the mission pad. Try to open the mission pad now.
See, blah, blah, blah. Tutorial teaches the basics of the Mercury cockpit panels.
The mission pad contains important information about the mission and the mission goals, the briefing page, a map, all the checklists, a radio transcript.
We're not launching. No, we're not launching today. No, we're just doing...
You can move it around on the screen by pressing and holding the left mouse button on a non-interactable area and then dragging the window around.
What am I doing here?
This applies to almost every UI window in the game.
And my goal here is to do a whole launch and orbit myself. What am I doing?
Toggle off the emission pad so it is hidden, and then press C to toggle the function bubbles. These are circular buttons located next to the pilot's right knee in the Mercury capsule. These can be used to trigger important functions during a mission, such as radio commands,
battery checks, temp checks, toggle jukebox,
etc.
That's fun. I guess you gotta kill some time while you're orbiting around the planet.
Use these function bubbles during a mission. The same button C will also toggle the current objective window. This window can be used to see what exact step or trigger the mission is waiting for, such as use the current objective window each time you are unsure what the mission wants to currently do, or The current objective window is
kind of
found by
skipping
default
through
to
these
C.
real quick. I think it's just kind of just showing key bindings
from the C key and bind it to a dedicated key such as O. If you wish to decouple it from the communication
kind of fine with the default controls
bubble,
here.
you can press enter when a mission command, what you are currently reading, appears during missions. To close the message instead. A flashlight is always available and can be toggled by using F. The flashlight will look in the direction of the view, but will also follow the mouse cursor.
Ooh.
Try to enable the flashlight and move the mouse cursor around. Then turn it off.
Alright, I gotta remember that.
Great. Let's take a quick look at the panels in front of you. Use what you just learned to look around the cockpit. The capsule is divided into a few sections with different colors on the dashboard to easily know where to look. The left side of the panel has the majority of the fuses, green, the autopilot, the
it's kind of color-coded. I just
and the sequencer,
realized that right
brown.
there. I have to learn what each of these freaking switches do. This is well detailed, but it's over my skill level. Oh dear.
The center contains the essential gauges, attitude information,
Ham the chimpanzee
indicator, clocks and timers,
is going to be like, well, he's dead now,
for
but
manual attitude reference and navigation.
He had a higher aptitude for all this stuff. He was not just a chimp sitting in a seat. No. New lore,
Right,
he was operating the whole thing.
Controls, green, the environmental control system, ECS, the electrical power system, EPS, yellow, warning lights with audio switches and some other fuses, as well as the temperature settings. The ECS works in two separate circuits, one for the pressure suit and one for the pressurized cabin.
It's supposed to be highlighting something? I don't think so.
Designed to sustain life for a few days, the pressure suit is your primary life support and will give you oxygen.
They totally got Apollo 13 in this, don't they? They totally have to.
It is vital to have a pressure suit that can provide air, keep your body cool, and provide air circulation. In the next instruction you will need to interact with the switch.
Alright.
You can do so by moving the mouse cursor on the switch.
Alright, let's see what we got hit.
Press F7 to move the camera to the right panels and locate the suit fan switch. Norm will control the fans automatically. You can force what fan to use by setting the fan switch to number 1 or number 2. Set it to number 1 now by clicking on the switch with the left mouse button.
And click. Okay.
As you can see, pressing the left mouse button on the switch flipped the switch one step towards the left, leaving the switch in the center position as the switch has 3 steps. If you would have pressed it with the left mouse button again, it would be flipped to the next step in the left direction.
Oh, well then,
as mentioned earlier,
back.
Each supported spacecraft has a few predefined camera locations to easier maneuver around in the cockpit. These are accessed via the view selector. Press V to toggle it, or by using the view select hotkey.
Okay, F6 goes to the left, F5, 7 to the right.
F6, comma.
1's outside. Okay, I guess it's all through F10 then.
Other views also exist.
Yeah, click
the rocket's pyrotechnics, pyro, are armed by a squib switch.
Squib.
When armed, the isolated battery can power and trigger them. Arming the squibs is essential to jettison and separate parts of the rocket.
That's gonna be
important.
Arm
the squib now.
That's done.
The only pyro system that's not armed by the squib switch is the auto retro jettison switch. It's very sad to accidentally jettison the retro engines as they are required to get you back down to Earth.
Done that in Kerbal.
This system has its own switch for safety. Arm the auto retro jet switch too.
Alright,
this should be on during ascent and after retro. In the next step you will interact with the selector, also referred to as a knob. You interact with this in a similar way as with switches. Pressing the left mouse button on the selector will rotate it counterclockwise, and pressing the right mouse button will rotate it clockwise. The capsule comes with 3 sets of batteries, the main batteries, the standby batteries, and the isolated battery.
I take it M's for main battery.
The squibs are connected to the isolated battery. Let's ensure the isolated battery is working by checking that the voltage is over 28. Rotate the DC selector to ISO and check the voltage on the DC volts meter.
Oh, I just did that with a right click instead of going all the way around. Okay. DC volts is just there right about 30.
Next to the attitude panel there is a time 0 button. This button is protected with a cover. Left-clicking once will remove the protection. Right-clicking will put the protection back on. Before launch, this protection should be removed so that you can activate time 0 quickly if the timer does not automatically start after launch.
Okay. Let's see.
There are multiple buttons similar to the time 0 button. All are protected. Keep in mind that triggering them will lead to an irreversible action.
Okay.
Press F7 to view the right panels. The next system we will check is the radio communication system. It has two modes, UHF, ultra high frequency, and HF, high frequency. The primary communication system is UHF.
Alright. And that's selected on low power, looks like. I'm going to go in this view, actually. Let's see.
The capsule is equipped with two UHF
Oh, I wasn't even looking at the right thing.
They are identical except that the primary high-powered one uses a booster to amplify the signal. It goes further.
We're on high power.
You can switch between radio systems using the transmit switch, located next to the UHF select switch.
Alright.
Transmit is currently set to UHF. Press C to toggle the radio command menu.
Oop.
This menu is used to send messages to ground. The menu is visible just below the dark green radio control panel. Those large circular buttons are known as function bubbles.
I'm gonna be printing checklists after today, aren't I? It's totally happening.
Click radio check and wait for a response from ground.
Alright, I take it that means we got a message.
Player I, we read you 5x5 on UHF.
Okay.
Let's also try the low-powered UHF system. Set UHF select to
Low
click
power.
radio check and wait for a response from ground. Player I, we read you 5x5 on UHF.
Aha.
UHF will not always be available. During atmospheric entry, we will jettison the antenna, so we will need to use HF switch transmit to HF to ensure it works.
Oop, HF, there we go.
Click radio check and wait for a response from ground. Player I, we read you 5x5 on HF.
Oh boy. There we go.
Press M to view the mission pad.
Let's go back
This
here.
can be used to check mission details, map,
Oop.
radio transcript,
Drag that
and even
back.
write your own notes. It also has many checklists that you can follow.
Holy smokes. Yeah, I'm totally printing these out or something like that. Oh boy.
There are a lot of systems to learn and understand.
No
And
kid.
today we just scratched the surface. Don't worry if you don't yet understand the reason behind all the switches we fiddled with today.
Yeah, so you better hire me after this.
Good job. I will get some coffee, so let's end the lesson here.
Yeah, I need some too.
Press ESC and click on End to stop the mission and return to the main menu. Mission complete.
Okay, let's head right to the next one, I suppose.
Welcome back, Player I. In this lesson we will go through all the steps required to launch, the procedures needed during the ascent, and what to monitor as the rocket lifts off.
Okay, ooh, we're time
From
down
now
here.
on, I recommend you complete each of the Academy lessons twice.
Oh boy.
Once to get an overview, and twice to build on that overview.
Okay.
The ascent is an automated process, and your main task
Thank
is
God.
to monitor the instruments periodically while being prepared for an abort, or to take over control manually.
Okay.
We are currently 20 minutes away from ignition, with plenty of excess time to go over some details.
That should take us to the end of the video at least, okay?
However, just to be sure, I will teach you how to hold the countdown manually. Press the C button to toggle the function bubbles located on the right side, just below the green section of the panels. Locate and find the hold countdown function bubble, and click it.
Where are we at? There we are. Okay.
Player I, holding countdown. MCC, requesting countdown hold. Excellent.
I
The
think maybe that
countdown
was
is now holding.
supposed to be backwards. I'm not sure.
The cockpit panels are in their final pre-launch configuration, with only a few remaining switches to be adjusted.
Okay.
Let's open the mission pad. Press M to toggle
Checklist
it, and
button.
then press the checklist. The checklist tab of the mission pad contains all the Mercury checklists needed during a mission. We currently have 2 checklists to complete before we can ascend, the full internal power and the final checks.
Okay.
This lesson will take you through all of the required steps so you can press M to toggle the mission pad off again. In the next lesson, we will learn more about it, and some features of the checklist system that allow it to help us execute checklists. We are currently holding the countdown, but typically, at around 10 minutes before liftoff, often referred to as T-10 minutes, the power source is switched from external power to internal power.
Okay.
The rocket is currently receiving power through an umbilical connected to the launch pad. This is to avoid consuming power from the internal power system, batteries, before the mission even starts.
Below? That potted plant hanging on this thing?
Take a look at the panels in front of you, and try to locate the DC amps gauge.
That was right here, remember that?
Press Roger to highlight it. This is the DC amps gauge. It shows the current consumption of the internal power system in amps. On the left side of the DC amps gauge you can find the DC volt. This shows the DC volts of the internal power system.
You know, this is our battery selector
Below
right
the
here.
2 gauges,
Let's see.
You can find the DC selector. This is used to select what bus the DC volts and DC amps gauge is measuring. Set this to 1 by left-clicking on it.
Believe.
The DC amps and DC volts gauge now shows the voltage of battery 1 and the current load on battery 1. The blockhouse, a house that controls the launch located on the current launch complex, will soon switch to internal power. During the power transition, it is important to monitor the DC amps and DC volts gauge. Set the DC selector back to M by right-clicking on it once. Now, observe the DC amps and DC volts while pressing Roger to let the blockhouse. Excellent.
Oh.
The main bus is now handling the load from all the onboard equipment. The main bus voltage should be around 23 to 27 volts with a consumption of 20 to 40 amps. You have now checked the main bus voltage and loads. Let's check the load of battery 1. It should read about 23 to 27 volts and amps 10 to 20. Check battery number 2 as well. Okay, it should also read about 23 to 27 volts and amps 10 to 20. Check battery number 3 as well. The SBY1, SBY2, and ISO currently have no load, so amps should be 0. However, they should have volts. Let's check.
Oh, let's see.
Set the DC selector to SBY1. SBY1 stands for Standby Battery 1, one of our 2 backup system batteries.
7.
Check that its voltage
Same
is
deal.
SBY2 stands for Standby Battery 2.
ISO's got more volts.
ISO stands for Isolated Battery and is mainly used to power something called the squibs. We will cover the squibs later. For now, ensure that the isolated battery has a voltage of 29 VDC. Set the DC selector back to main. Excellent. We have now made a full electrical bus check after the switch to internal power, and everything is looking good.
I thought it was supposed to be a T-10, we're still T-18.
This is also something you need to do periodically during the ascent, preferably every 30 seconds.
Yay.
The switch to full internal power should happen 10 minutes before ignition to avoid excess consumption of mission-critical battery power. We do not want to run out of power in space.
I've also had that happen before.
I will now teach you how to resume the countdown again. Press C to toggle the function bubbles and locate the resume countdown button, then press it to resume. Player I, countdown resumed. MCC. You can use the alpha keys to time scale. Next we will use the 1, normal time, 2, 2x time scale, 3, 5x time scale, etc. to time scale to T-5 minutes before launch. You typically use time scale to reduce waiting time. The feature is available during a mission except during powered or critical mission phases such as ascent and reentry. You can always press 0 to pause the game. Try to set time scale to 2x by pressing 2, then 1 to return. Time scale to T-5 minutes. Avoid using more than 5/20x time scale on the launch pad as
Can
you
we go
might
to,
miss
we'll do
important steps.
10x, I suppose. Yeah, let's go faster. You gotta get to 5 minutes anyway. Ta-da.
I have now made an automatic hold of the countdown to ensure we have enough time. It's time to perform the final checks needed to complete the pre-launch capsule configurations, which will make us ready for the ascent.
Okay.
Let's signal to the blockhouse that we are starting the final checks and will be ready for launch. Set the launch control switch to ready so the blockhouse knows they can trigger the ignition. Check that the suit temp selector is set to position 3, a triangle marks this default ascent position. Check that the cabin temp selector is set to position 3 as well.
Inverter
Check that the inverter temp selector is set to position 3 as well. Again, a triangle marks this default ascent position. Then, ensure transmit is set to UHF.
Yes, it is.
With the transmit switch set to UHF, make a radio check by pressing C to toggle the function bubbles and pressing the radio check button. Press Roger when you have pressed this button.
What are we doing? Oh, radio check. Let's get that out of the way. Okay.
Player I, we read you 5x5 on UHF. Left click once on the time 0 button to remove the cover, but do not press the button. The button will be pressed if you click it again after removing the cover. During ascent, depending on the launch vehicle, you will go through different stages to reach the velocity required for a mission. The squib bus needs to be armed for this, so arm the squibs.
Go.
Arm the auto retro jettison squib. This is a special squib used to jettison our retrograde engines, more on this later, which needs to be armed in case of an abort. Excellent. We are now ready for the ascent. Before we continue with the countdown, let's go through the ascent procedures.
Under abort light well.
The Redstone ascent is about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Before the ignition, you will hear the countdown. This will count down to liftoff. After this, the engines should be ignited and the rocket will start to climb. Immediately after liftoff, we need to first monitor that the mission timer starts. If it does not, you need to quickly press the time 0 button to manually start the timer.
Alright.
The time from launch timer is the mission timer, and is located below the analog clock on the satellite clock. Then you should check that you are gaining altitude.
Lyra, my God, what have y'all made here?
Check altitude during ascent and landing.
And altitude, that's right there. All right,
once you start gaining
basically watch
altitude,
all these center panels.
Immediately monitor the time from launch clock to verify that it has in fact started, and is still counting. The abort light on top of the sequencer panel needs to be monitored continuously, as best as you can.
That's right there.
If it is illuminated, immediately toggle an abort by pulling the abort handle. You can pull the handle by pressing Ctrl plus Alt plus Z. Press Roger when you have found the abort light.
The abort handle. Oh. I'll figure that out at some point
During the climb, use the window to ensure visually that you are heading upwards or along the horizon. Cycle through the various gauges quickly and often. I know there are a lot of instruments, but these are vital for a safe ascent. Let me cover the most important ones. The capsule has 2 fuel tanks, one for the autopilot, and another for manual control. The control fuel indicator should stay at 100% for both auto, left,
where am I looking
and
here?
manual,
Oh, there it is.
right, during the entire ascent. Above the fuel gauge you will find the accelerometer. G-forces will build up when accelerating. This will usually climb up to 5 or 6 during the ascent, and as high as 12 to 16 during re-entry.
Oh, lovely.
The cabin is now fully pressurized with pure oxygen at sea level pressure. The pressure will bleed off over time. Ensure this decreases, and stabilizes at 5.5 psia during the ascent. The pitch program will automatically pitch the rocket along the ascent path. Ensure this happens by checking the pitch needle on the attitude indicator. It will move. The capsule has 2 oxygen tanks, one primary and one secondary. The ECS controls them automatically. When the primary tank is empty, less than 10%, it will switch to the secondary tank. Ensure the oxygen levels are 100% during ascent. If they bleed off fast or seem strange, diagnose and abort. You have enough oxygen to breathe for about 24 hours. A healthy battery shows 24 volts. As we did during the internal power electrical check, select what battery to monitor using the DC selector. The DC volts on the selected system will be visible on the DC volts gauge. Cycle through the volts of all the batteries to ensure they are all above 24.
Standbys are good, ISO's good.
Check that the altitude continues to increase when you are below 100,000 feet. Again, it is important to monitor this right after liftoff to ensure you are climbing. Check the cabin air temperature,
That was over here.
in Fahrenheit. If it's too cold or too warm, adjust the temperature settings knob below the hatch, rightmost panel.
It's 80 degrees in here.
Never exceed
120
F in either of the circuits. The sequencer indicators to the left of the main panel will glow based on what stage you are in. White,
see, chest and towers, separate capsule,
orange means
retrograde
it's processing,
sequence,
or something is in need of attention, and green means the step is complete. If you have done everything correctly, the rocket should be ready for ignition.
Sweet.
Let's review one more time. At liftoff, verify that the clock is started and that you are increasing in altitude. Then monitor the abort light as you cycle through the G-forces, fuel levels, cabin pressure, total oxygen quantity, and main bus DC volts. I have now resumed the countdown. If you need more time, feel free to hold and resume manually.
Okay, so basically we're just going to be monitoring gauges here.
Off.
Ooh. We're going to space. I still can't believe like how well done this is. Like, that's a pretty good looking Mercury-Redstone right there. But yeah, just all the internal cockpit stuff. Ridiculously good. Okay. All right, we got 20 seconds liftoff here.
30 seconds to ignition. Godspeed, player I.
Okay. We gotta watch here. Ooh, we're shaking.
Umbilical disconnect.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Hello. Oh, we're not done. We got stuff to do in here. We gotta go 30 seconds, and we got to cycle through the batteries. Altitude still climbing. All right, battery cycle. Oh, there we go. We're leaning over. Let's get in orbit. Whoop. Click the right button there. Altitude's still alive. That's got to decrease to 5.5 psia. There's a lot to keep track of in space here. Okay. Oh, gotta cycle through again. Been there a little bit. How many G's are we up to right now? 2.
Pressure is holding at 5.5. Cabin holding at 5.5.
Yes, indeedy. Another check. All right, where are we at now? Hey, we're in space. Hey. Hey! Ooh, okay. It was a bit much.
Lift off. Then verify that use the window to ensure visual.
Okay. Oh, I was
tanks, auto, and
a little behind on instructions here. I was kind of just doing this on my own. Auto manual are fine.
Forces, which should climb.
Yeah, they were.
That cabin.
Yeah, we're good.
The pitch program. The rocket should slowly align itself towards the horizon.
Oh, we are.
Check the total amount of oxygen. O2.
Where are you at? There you are. Okay, we're still got an oxygen.
Bus and rotate
been doing
the
that.
DC selector fully every 30 seconds while checking all the batteries.
Oh, we just in the tower.
And return it back to main.
Where'd it go?
Check the altitude.
Yeah, well, I can confirm we're in space. What'd I do? I pressed that. No, okay, separated capsule. Oh, look at us go. Okay. Hello. We're in space now.
Check cabin air temperature.
Kind of spinning around a little bit.
Below 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's nice and cool, 80 degrees in here still. Okay. Which ain't really cool. Oh, look. Hey, look, there's a booster.
Monitor the sequencer lights for jet tower and SEP capsule to
I'm
turn
so
green.
behind on the instructions here. Oopsies. Okay.
Repeat this cycle during the ascent.
I don't know how to tell you this. We already ascended.
Once the tower is jettisoned and the capsule is separated, the ascent is complete.
Can confirm it yawed 180 degrees, all right.
Excellent. Great job today. I recommend rehearsing ascents using the Redstone free flight mission. And bonus points to you if you manage to detect that the third battery failed during the ascent.
It did? It's still showing voltage. Huh. Wait. Hang on. Oh. Now it's dead. Okay then.
Awesome. Good job. This concludes the ascent lesson.
Well, that's a pretty good jumping off point for the first episode. Made it to space. And that was kind of independent there, but that was pretty neat. That was like 2 tutorials down. I think we got 4 or 5 more to go before we do our own flight with the Mercury program. What if it's got each and every space flight in there? I think it doesn't have every one. It's close to it, but oh, this is gonna be fun. We went to space. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. As next video, this will be coming out in about a day or 2. As we're just going to keep on practicing to become a full-fledged astronaut, I suppose. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Go outside.